a voice that called into the middle skin, asking if I had been going the distance. Sing a fifth of passion that I cannot deny.
Hello everybody, my name is Skybound.
Starflex.
And we just got finished watching episode 22 of Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia. And we've seen Gravity Girl going all out, which is
yeah.
interesting. To be honest, I was really impressed by her strategy for fighting Bakugo, even if it didn't sort of work. She definitely shook him. She definitely shook him up with that explosion.
Yeah, well, the very fact that it took him to the point of where I think he was on his last legs at that point. I don't think he could have fired another blast after that. I think he was like, oh, I can't go any. You could tell. I mean, he didn't think he was shaking, but he was shaking.
He was at his limit, and she had completely passed her limit at that point.
Yeah.
Like, he was at a point where he probably couldn't really have gone much further with that. Something as well that I think might have sort of contributed to the fact that he managed to blast away all those rocks is, I think she got him too sort of worked up, because that explosion stuff, it's from his sweat, isn't it?
Yeah.
So by running around and swinging at him and stuff like that, he was constantly moving as well, which meant he was generating more and more sweat.
Well,
so really, I guess the key really would have been to kind of try and stop him from...
Yeah, but there's no real way of stopping him from moving, because you have to at least... he has to touch him in order to control that, and that's what she was trying to do. So I think there wasn't much of a chance of being able to do so. I mean, I could tell that the only way she could have done something is to use the rubble against him, which is exactly what she ended up doing. I underestimated the scale of what she was doing there. So yeah, it kind of went how I was expecting it to go, but not in the same way it was really. I was expecting her to use the rubble, but I didn't expect her to use it in that way.
I was kind of torn trying to figure out if it would be Bakugo or Uraraka who was going to win.
The moment she was on the ground, it was like, yeah, she's not going to win this.
Yeah,
because the thing is with this show, it's not like one of these shows where they heroes or the guys you're rooting for always win. That's the reason why I'm like, yeah, I can confidently say.
Well, that's the thing. In a show that's full of heroes, which one do you really root for? Because it's...
Well, I still wouldn't call Bakugo a hero, more of an anti-hero, because he's not really... You saw the way everyone was treating him. It's kind of, there's a certain vibe there that I can't help but feel sometimes it's foreshadowing something.
He's relentless, but he seems to be he seems to know as well, he seems to acknowledge threats, you know. He saw a threat in Uraraka, which is why he went basically all out on trying to beat her, even though she was practically using up everything she had, and it looked like she was getting the floor wiped with her. But in reality, she was mostly just baiting him into generating all that rubble so that she could unleash kind of her ultimate attack, which, to be honest, he only just managed to avoid. So it's like,
yeah, well,
it was good. It was really good how they played that out, and it was also nice to see how she didn't want to kind of admit to Deku that she was frustrated about losing, so she put on a
brave face. But it seems like, again, you see with her she wants to make money from being a hero, but it's for a completely non-selfish reason,
basically.
Because she wants to support. Yeah, exactly. It's about supporting their family so they don't have to continue working, and it's a very admirable goal. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't see a problem with that at all. I really don't. To me, she's wanting to make money, but for quite a good moral reason for it. So, so she's kind of helping in two ways really. She's trying to help people from being, because she's being a hero, and also by making the money she makes from that, she's also going to help her family. So, you know, but you know, but it's interesting. Well, the next episode's going to be interesting, definitely.
Well, yeah, now we get to see Deku face off against Todoroki, which is going to be an interesting battle, because when we really think about it, Todoroki clearly outclasses
Oh God.
Deku in every single way.
Yeah, I mean,
He has more control over his power. His power itself has probably got a bit more...
oh God, yeah, no doubt about it. He's been literally bred to beat his power.
Yeah. And the thing is, Deku still can't fully use the power he's inherited from All Might. So it's again going to have to be a case of him using his brains rather than his brawn to actually get through this match.
Well,
And the
unless
thing
he
is-
doesn't get through.
Well,
Because
yeah,
I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, this is...
That's the thing, I'm not too sure how he can realistically beat him, just because they're in a big box, basically. There's no cover, there's nothing really to block the attacks. So essentially, he would be relying on closing the distance with Todoroki, which, well, Todoroki can prevent that by just creating like a massive ice spike, like he did last time. I mean, it would be very difficult to get close to him just because of the sheer force of his power.
Yeah.
Even if he's only using his ice power, which, you know, he's already said, I'm not going to use my fire side because I don't want to be
Yeah.
like Endeavour. I don't want to be like my father. I just want to use my mother's power, which is the power of the ice thing. So the only thing if he's absolutely sort of heart set on not using that fire power, Deku has to somehow use that against him, I guess.
But how could you use that against him? Because they are hinting at that, but I don't know how they could.
I mean, I suppose One for All could theoretically be used to smash through the ice. That's all I can really think of, though.
Yeah, I suppose so, but it would end up inevitably breaking his hand because he can't control it.
It's difficult. It's difficult to predict, and that's one of the things
Yeah.
I do like about this series.
Oh
is
God,
they,
yeah.
is that they do make the protagonist of it. They do make Deku sort of someone who is very realistic in that he doesn't win all his fights. In fact, he a lot of the time it's either luck or
him winning
strategy.
by the strategy and winning by the look of his teeth, really.
Basically he's just like hyper aware of like hero quirks and stuff. That's I would say that's a more effective superpower at the moment than his One for All, as his knowledge of the fighting styles of other heroes and other students.
Well, he's been doing this throughout the whole tournament. He may have noticed a weakness.
Well, yeah, that's how he beat Bakugo, like episodes before, you know, where he knew that he always opened with like a right hook kind of thing. So he took advantage of that by doing a judo toss by predicting he was going to use that fist. So obviously his knowledge of other quirks and stuff is a huge asset to him winning stuff.
Yeah.
But even knowing Todoroki's fighting style, it's such a powerful style that
It's
it's
quite
very
clearly
difficult
that he's
to-
OP as hell. So
Yeah.
it's like there's gonna have to be some way of him finding a way of nerfing him, for crying out loud.
yeah, just upload a balance patch, that should work. But yeah, good episode. It was nice to see Uraraka being like going all out and actually putting a challenge to Bakugo. And it was also really cool to see
The way she used all the rubble, which I kind of expected her to use.
And I love how Bakugo thought it was Deku who gave her that idea, when it's just like, no, she came up with that all by herself. And so that kind of suggests that she's actually, she's got some smarts.
Well, I reckon if that's going to have an effect on I think it's going to possibly have an effect on him. I
think it did soften him up a bit, to be honest, because I would have expected him, to actually kind of
Oh,
go
God.
to kind of punch her while she was on the ground. That's kind of the level of kind of violence I've come to expect from Bakugo. But no, he actually sort of laid off. He sort of went, yeah, okay, fine, I win. But he didn't seem to be like boastful after he had one. He just kind of quietly.
Yeah, because I think especially when she realised it was her who came up with the plan.
Yeah. How long before those two end up being shipped?
Who?
Bakugo and Gravity Girl. Do you think it's already happened? I think it's probably.
It's
already.
probably happened, but it would be a very off the like it would be a very weird ship. I mean, I know there's weird ships, you know. Yeah, but that's no, I can't. No, I couldn't see it happening. It certainly would be my own, you know, one true pairing. I'm saying that now. No.
Look, as long as she's paired with someone who isn't Frenchy, I think we're all fine.
Okay, yeah, Frenchie is the worst. I think he's worse than that. I have less respect for. Gee.
That's
So much, so little respect. I can't even make. I'm not even making an effort to remember his actual real
I don't.
name at
I
this point
don't.
because I just remember him as French guy who thrusts, or just basically French guy because that's a French guy that pushes
The
kind
pelvic
of.
thruster, yeah.
That's kind of redundant. We could just say,
One thrust man.
oh god. Well, clearly it wasn't one thrust man because he lost.
Yeah, but it's great. But yeah, good episode. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give that an 8.5.
You know what? Yeah, same here. 8.5. Al.
Yeah, that was a good episode. I did really enjoy that, and it was really good to see Uraraka really going all out and seeing Bakugo actually being challenged by someone he probably underestimated. So, really good episode. And next episode we have the fight with Todoroki and Deku. So it's going to be curious to see how that's going to play out. But for the time being, we hope you enjoyed this discussion. We hope that you watched the reaction down in the description and that you enjoyed that as well. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. My name is Skybound.
Alright, Max.
And we will see you next time for the next episode of Boku no Hero Academia. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.